And a Loganville man alleges called the Loganville Police Department because his son committed suicide. And when the police arrived at his home, they end up beating him up. And it says crews responded to the emergency, but Dixon said police made one of his family's darkest days even worse by attacking, then arresting him. Dixon had black eyes and scrapes on his face. Injuries, he said, he received in addition to his broken heart. The Loganville man said he found his stepson dead Wednesday, dead inside his garage. The 24-year-old man had committed suicide. He do CPR on him and couldn't bring him back. I yelled for somebody to call 911, yelled to neighbors. When the police and emergency crews arrived, Dixon said the paramedics took over the rescue effort. And he quotes, "I left the garage, walked to the front door. One of the officers came up behind him, grabbed his arm, and said, 'You need to sit down.' He jerked his arm away and said, 'Don't touch me.' That's all he had to do. And he was tackled by the police officers. The two of the officers held him down. One was on top and punching him. Two other officers were all punching him while two were holding him down. He goes, he couldn't even figure out what the heck was going on. Right. You know, his son's dead, and the next thing he's getting punched by cops.
He's getting a beating for it.
This is disgusting, man. And there's so much police state.
Yeah, they're overstepping their boundaries too much.
And more on FEMA. Department of Defense. God establishes 8 Homeland Response Unit forces. 8 more Homeland Response Force units will be established in fiscal year 2012. Defense Department and National Guard Bureau officials said here today. The units are regional forces that will cross state lines when needed. That they are part of our restructuring of the National Chemical, Biological, Radiological, Nuclear, and High-Yield Explosive Consequence Management Enterprise. For instance, Massachusetts will be supported by the Connecticut and Vermont National Guard. New York will be supported by the New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Texas, Missouri, Utah, and California will each host its Homeland Response Unit force. And one unit will be based on each of the 10 federal emergency management agency regions, the 10 FEMA zones. And what we've been telling you about, FEMA set up to split the country to 10 zones. They call them FEMA zones.
Yep.
We're FEMA Region 1, the New England area. And they conduct the National Level Exercise every year, NLE 09, NLE 10. And the units are scheduled to have 570 guardsmen, and each will have a medical team, a search and extraction team, a decontamination team, and very robust command and control capabilities. Foreign troops all over the country. There's 14 countries' militaries here on American soil right now, taking place as exercises, all directed under FEMA. And FEMA, as you know, is this new strong arm of the military, them in the Department of Homeland Security.
Yep.
They're trying to end American sovereignty, put you in FEMA camps. Well, the last we know is over 800 of these FEMA camps, all bought and paid for by offshore corporations. And if you think it's a joke, watch Camp FEMA by Alex Jones. Awesome documentary.
Oh yeah, he shows you all.
Yeah. And study HR 645, Rex 84, Army Regulations 210-35. And this is funny. BP, the British Petroleum there, was awarded a massive Iraq oil contracts and Gordon Brown's New World Order.
Really?
Yep. They ordered a massive Iraq oil contracts. And this is from Eric Blair, activist post, July 21st, 2010. Is anyone still confused as to why we continue to absurd wars in Iraq and Afghanistan? And in Afghanistan, the director of the CIA has openly boasted that fewer than 100 Al-Qaeda members remain there, yet there are reported 102,000 U.S. servicemen and at least 120,000 private contractors still stationed there. Incidentally, the recent discovery of vast mineral deposits is being touted as a new jurisdiction to say and justifications to say. I mean, and meanwhile in Iraq, with all justifications for the war now totally debunked, the slow drawdown of troops is commencing, but not before they secure the prize for the corporate masters. The Wall Street Journal reported Monday that the British Petroleum was awarded 80 to 100 oil wells worth at least 500 million. And British oil major BP PLC and partners China National Petroleum. So it's British Petroleum and China National Petroleum corporations here. And Iraq's state-run South Oil Company expect to issue tenders to drill between 80 and 100 wells in immense Rumalia oil fields this year and next year, and the company executive said Monday. And it just goes on to say how much the contract's worth, $500 million, and basically the United States troops are going to be there more to protect the oil fields.
Yeah, because they're stealing them.
Stealing from the Iraqis.
Yep. Well, I kind of figured that's why we were over there.
Yep.
Over there to steal something.
An Ocean Energy Institute founder says new hurricane will require Gulf evacuation. I guess this is a hurricane because we're approaching hurricane season rapidly. And it says the U.S. National Hurricane Center has warned that weather system near Cuba, centered between the island of Acalans and Great Anogua, may move into the Gulf of Mexico this weekend, which is, today, Saturday. They're expecting it to move in. And actually, I'm sorry, this is from July 23rd, so this was last weekend. And this is, and they expect a hurricane, and they also talk about hurricane season is August, as we know.
Yeah.
And they said if hurricane moves in and they so much of a tropical storm, they're going to call evacuation of the whole Gulf. I don't know if you can see that picture there. That's the whole Gulf region, Texas, Florida, the whole Gulf evacuated. Millions of people, where they're going to go. And it's just... And more on BP news. BP's scheme to swindle the small people. Gulf Coast fishermen and others with lost income claims that BP are outraged against the recent announcement that the $20 million government administration claim fund will subtract money they earn by working on the cleanup effort from any future damage claims against BP. So whatever claim you put in, okay, you're working to clean it up, they're going to take what they pay you for labor. They're going to take it off the bill. It's not part of the claim. I mean, it's part of the claim. The claim is separate, and they want to detach the payments for paying people to clean up the bill. They're going to detach it off the claim. And on behalf of Louisiana fishermen and others affected by the BP oil disaster, contradicts an earlier BP statement in which the company promised it would do no such thing. Kenneth Feinberg, who was appointed by President Barry Soetoro Obama as independent administrator of the Gulf Claims Facility for the $20 million BP Deepwater Horizon Oil Disaster Compensation Fund, said yesterday that the wages earned by people working on BP's cleanup will be deducted from their claims against the company. He said the fund is designed to compensate fishermen and others lost for their income, for like tourism and everything else too.
Yeah.
And if BP is already paying someone to help skim oil and perform other cleanup work, those wages will be subtracted from the amount they're eligible to claim from the fund.
Yeah.
That's robbery, man.
Yeah, because this way they can write down phony people too.
Yeah.
You see, and say that they paid them, and those people ain't got